I'll make my story into three parts. One is why I moved to United States. Second is why I moved to Indianapolis. Third, why did I become the president of Indianapolis, Hyderabad Sister City Committee? I think that's good. Is it interesting? Okay. How many of you know where I am from? Yeah, India. Come on, guys, say it loudly. India. Yeah. Hyderabad, yeah. So Hyderabad is a sister city. I was born and raised in a small town. I don't want to go into details of how I was raised and all that, but you know how India is, very diversified within India. 29 states right now and 150 languages, and you can have a $1 billion house to no house and sleep on the streets. So I was raised and in a small city where 100 houses, and went to high school. My dad was my school teacher, taught me one thing, is always do good things and be courageous. And when I was growing up, no iPad or no iPhone, no TV, no refrigerator, no toilets even. It's an open toilet, in the villages. So after I finished my high school, I wanted to be something, and my dad wants me to be engineer. And I was not good at all in mathematics. He put me in mathematics classes, and I bunked the classes, went for movies, and you know how teenager can do whatever it takes. And I have a teenager at home. Now I'm dealing with it. Now I know what I did when I was a teenager to my dad. And so my profession is a speech-language pathology. I became a speech-language pathologist from mathematics to science. So I don't know how that happened. So that's a big story. If you want me to call back, I'll come back and share that story later. After I finished my speech-language pathology in the master's, and I was looking for a job, and many people, we all read about United States of America, read about, watched on the movies, and a dream come true. A life is nowhere better than anywhere else on this planet other than America. Take that word. That's what everybody told me, and I believe in it. And everybody was applying for the jobs in America after masters. So I applied, and of course, you can't wait till you get this job here. Immigration takes how many of you are immigrants here? How long does it take to get a visa?
Nowadays, 2 years, 3 years.
A visa takes more than a year. Your employer here accepts you for employment, and then he applies to INS, a federal government, and then we process our certificates and educational qualifications and workplace and all that, and it takes 1.5 years. So what am I going to do 1.5 years? So I started my own practice. I started working there, and after 1.5 years, I got a phone call. I gave up, actually. I said, this is not going to happen. It's 1.5 years I applied, and most probably my visa application was rejected, or I may not get the job. And one sudden day, and of course, even I didn't have phone, no cell phone, no phone at home. I gave one of my phone number, my uncle's phone number, and my uncle, 11:30, comes home and said, you got a call from United States. I said, I told him to call you after 30 minutes, let's go. So we got on the motorcycle, and I went to his house, and I got a call after 30 minutes from Detroit, and he says, I got your visa approval, and you need to be here in 2 weeks. I said, come on. It took 1 year for you to apply my visa, and I had to prepare for everything, close my practice, tell my family and relatives, make sure everybody is good, and then I had to be here in 2 weeks. And then he says, you have to bring this much dollar, you have to bring this coat, these shoes, this suit, and this dress, and come on, 2 weeks? Oh no, if you don't come in 2 weeks, I'll give the job to somebody else. I said, okay, let me try. So borrowed some money and loan and did all that stuff, and made sure I told everybody, and landed on December 6th, 1994 in Detroit. That was a dream come true. When I landed, it was snowing outside. A tall, about 6-foot guy, an African American, comes to me, pick me up, and he says, "Hello." I don't know what I was saying, what he was talking. Then we drove directly to the hotel, and he stopped at some of the restaurant. He said, "Would you like to eat something?" "Yeah, whatever you order, you order. I will order it." He ordered hamburger. "Yeah, hamburger." I didn't know what hamburger means. I ate pretty good, and he said, "Yeah, that's a meat." Yeah. In India, meat means only goat meat. Nobody talks about beef, but we don't eat beef. Then I come to the hotel and I said, I had a hamburger, and my friend who already came here, he said, "You ate a beef." I taste good, man. So then I am addicted to that now. So I came to Detroit, I started my job. My mom was alive that time, and 94, and she started, "You settle now in a job and you went to America. Now it's time for you to get married." "Oh, come on, Mom, I just came here. I haven't seen him in the life here." She said, "No, you'll be spoiled if you stay there more than a few months, so you better get married before that happens." So then I said, "Okay, look for a girl, I'll come and get married." Ours is arranged marriage. So then she calls me, she said, "I found a girl and date is fixed, marriage, wedding card is printed, and you need to apply for a vacation." Oh my God. That's why I didn't expect that was so soon. So I went to my boss and said, "I need to go and get married, and my mom always fix everything there, and here is the wedding card." He looks at me and said, "What? You just came 7 months ago and you want to go back?" I said, "I had to." That's my mom's order. So I got married in 1995. Then I bought my beautiful wife, who was a medical student, and we came. I was living in a Reed City in Michigan. Reed City is like a, very small city, like one gas station, 2 stoplights, grocery stores, gas station, coffee shop is one, and I think there's one McDonald's near the highway. So when my wife comes, I drove her from Detroit to Reed City, and she thought Reed City is like a New York City. And there's nothing. She says, "What is this?" I said, "This is Reed City. That's what it is." I know everybody in Reed City. That's what when I got up at 7 o'clock, I used to drink coffee on front porch of my apartment. Everybody knew me. I was in Reed City. So she comes, "No, I can't stay here." "What do you mean?" "Oh, this is too small. There's nothing to do. There's no library. I need a medical school library." I said, "I never said you had to go to medical school." So after 6 months, we found out where should we move. I loved Reed City. I didn't want to move from Reed City, but wife is wife orders. Like my mother ordered me how, so I said, "Okay, we'll move wherever you want, you will move, but you select wherever you want, but I don't want to go to Chicago or New York or Washington DC or California. I hate big cities because I was born and raised in small places, and I love it. No, I don't care. I want to go to medical school. I want to move to bigger city where I can get into residency." Oh my God, I don't want to move to Chicago or New York and all these bigger cities. So I had a friend in Purdue who was my junior in high school, and he came here to Purdue to do PhD. 95 Christmas holidays, he said, "Oh, we'll have a reunion, all few of us in the Midwest who did a speech pathology in the same school. We had a reunion in Purdue. And then we drove to Purdue from Michigan, and then he brought us to Indianapolis. After eating dinner in Purdue, what are you going to do there? There's nothing to see. He said, "I'll show you capital city of Indianapolis." Wow. So we came here, and it looks nice. I said, oh, this is nice. At least 465 is not that like a, the Chicago traffic. It's much better than it. So we were here overnight. We went to Speedway. We were at Monument Circle. We went downtown. He said, this is the best mall in the world, or whatever, Circle Center Mall was. So we loved it. We loved the city. The best part is medical school. And he drove right at medical school and showed my wife medical library. That's what she wanted, because she has to prepare for exams. That's all she concentrates. So after Christmas, we went back in the month of January to Reed City again, and same thing every day. We need to move out from Reed City. So I started applying for jobs. Indianapolis has no jobs for speech language pathologists, and nobody would recruit because I'm on visa. Visa means, again, they had to transfer visa. And I said, I looked all over Indiana, and I found a job in Kokomo. Wow, it's not bad. Kokomo from Indianapolis, 45 minutes. I don't mind driving. So first is let my wife go to the medical library. That's the first thing, so that she doesn't stay at home. Yeah. So I got a job in Kokomo. We transferred a visa, and then we moved to Indianapolis in January 16th, 1996. We came on I-69, and we stayed at Ramada Inn on I-69 and 96. That used to be Ramada, but later on it became, where the Fry's Electronics. How many of you been to Fry's Electronics? Right there are a few hotels. There was another hotel, full-service hotel, and stayed there. And we were looking for apartment because I had to drive to Kokomo, so I better stay north side, not in downtown or south side, because it will take longer time. So Amley at River Bend, that used to be the name, and we stayed there. So once we started here, we loved it. My wife, I got a car for her, $2,500, second-hand car, and she was able to learn the driving, and she's able to go from apartment to the downtown IU Medical Library and come back to. I had to show her at least 20 times to do that, and then 5 times she followed me. One, go back and come back, because ladies in India, they don't drive that much, and poor navigation skills. So after that, at least I was assured that she can leave from apartment and go to the medical library and come back, so I can go to Kokomo and come back to work. So that was our life, 1996 to 99. We had a child in 1999. I also went to get a degree, master's in business administration from Indiana Wesleyan. So 99, things changed. When you have a small kid at home, priorities change and things like that. And I took a job in Indianapolis because I didn't want to drive anymore. And by the time I got my green card, my wife got into residency at IU in a psychiatry. And then she also got into fellowship. So then, after 2000, I involved slowly volunteering into politics and get to know little elected officials and all that. 2008, I met Mayor Ballard, and Mayor Ballard was in the campaign. I ran into him during the campaign trail, and he said, he's interested in the sister cities, and then we become friends. Of course, he was elected, and then once he elected, he wanted me to be on the committee to help him to identify a sister city in India. And I said, Hyderabad is the best city. It has an IT hub, it has an agriculture university, it has a biosciences, like Eli Lilly. There are a lot of biosciences companies in Hyderabad. And with the through process of the sister city committee selections and all that, we selected Hyderabad as a sister city in 2010. April 23rd, 2010, both the mayors, Mayor Ballard visited Hyderabad, and Mayor of Hyderabad, Mayor Reddy and Mayor Ballard both signed a memorandum of understanding on April 23rd, 2010, after we came back from the trip, and he appointed me as a president of Indianapolis Hyderabad Sister City Committee. And then after that, it was a story, again, another story. Jane is saying it's time now. Who did? Okay. But whole thing is, the sister city concept was there, but I was not aware of it. Once in 2010, we made a lot of progress. We built relationships between India and not just Hyderabad, India. India is a 1.2 billion population. And Hyderabad is 4 million population compared to Indianapolis, which is less than 1 million. But airports are same. Similarly, they built $1 billion airport. Indianapolis has $1 billion airport. Most importantly, the 3 businesses which we focus is the high tech, which is a computer sciences. So you must be seeing a lot of people who work in this environment with information technology, and then agriculture, and then the life sciences. On these 3 things, we had made so much progress between the 2 states, Indianapolis, Indiana, and India. We had several delegations, several companies visiting, and Mayor again visited in 2013, Hyderabad, New Delhi. He actually was invited to speak at a New Delhi energy conference. He's the only the mayor from United States to invite at that world conference to speak on energy, because he was just announced about that electric vehicles and energy saving and all that. So we have around 50 to 60 volunteers in our committee, and we also have a Desi happy hour every 3rd Wednesday. This Wednesday we cancelled because I am here today, so tomorrow we cannot host it. So every 3rd Wednesday we have a Desi happy hour at Delhi Palace. We also have a Facebook, and by the way, how many of you like IndyFringe Facebook? Yeah, IndyFringe, and so just most of you have a PC or tablet or smartphone, just like IndyFringe, Sister Cities International Mayor's Office, and also Hyderabad. And you can Google, and you just, even on the Facebook, you can just search and like these pages. You will get updates. You don't need any more emails to get it. The technology has changed. You don't need to subscribe to any emails anymore. But this is a story, and I'm very happy to be huge here. I'm a citizen now, and made that difference. And of course, Mahatma Gandhi. How many of you heard his name? Really? Good. So Mahatma Gandhi always said, you be the change to see, or what you want to see the change in the world. And that's what I believe in it, and I wanted to be the change for this community. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Jane, thank you.